For joining us this evening. It's Real Talk 30 Minutes with me, Marvin Mutesi. Joining us today, we'll be speaking to Dr. Enrico Marutucci. He's a pilot, but also worked in the civil aviation of Italy for over 25 years. We're going to be purely talking about aviation, understanding it, and where the African continent stands, as well as Rwanda. Having moved to Rwanda from Italy, because I understand you worked there for over 25 years in aviation. What attracted you? What are you looking out for?
Yes. I've been working with Italian Civil Aviation Authority for 24 years as an airport director, mainly in an international airport for Trieste. And at the same time, I was interested in flight more than doing the airport director. I was airport director, but so I found my field. Flight. So I became even pilot. This is not normal in Italy. I'm the only airport director flying. I did for pleasure.
And was it a commercial flight? Or
No. The airport was a commercial, international commercial flight. But myself, I achieved 3 different licenses. Glider pilot, private pilot, and private helicopter pilots. All licenses are private. And I did, you saw, there's even a course about skydiving. Even because I was doing another job in the civil aviation, there was the one air accident investigator. Air accident investigator is charged to do investigation, inquiry in case of accident. Of course, to do an investigation, of course I did a specializing course. I had to try, you had to know. So I decided to come back to Africa. In the past I've been working in Gabon and Nigeria. No. It was because my doctorate is in economics and business administration. I was working as a chief accountant of the big company, building companies in Gabon and Nigeria. But I prefer civil aviation. So when I finished my job in Italy, I came back here. I spent some other time in Kenya helping a no-profit association because I was involved in a small aircraft. I offered myself as a voluntary pilot. The goal was to carry the medical doctor from the hospital to the villages very far. I was doing the pilot to do this. Now we met so many problems. We can say bureaucracy, and they say bureaucracy to be gentle, really corruption. Then
in Kenya?
Yeah, in Kenya. I'm sorry, but this is the truth. And so I decided to change, and I came to Rwanda, and I really been surprised. My intention was to spend just a couple of weeks here and go to Ethiopia. Ethiopian Airlines is a very organized company. When I saw Kigali, I was surprised by I never seen in Africa a town so clean, so in order, better than in Italy, I have to say.
So clean.
Clean. So the roads,
the opportunity in aviation that needed to be exploited.
No. I was impressed by the town. My intention was to stay just a couple of weeks and go and continue. When I saw the town was safe, very safe, and there was no corruption at all. Now I spent 2 years in Rwanda. Nobody asked me to look for money. Everything is very correct, peaceful. In the night you can walk, nobody disturb you.
So it stayed longer?
Yeah.
How many years now?
2 years. I say, what I know about, we are talking about around there, I saw is a well-organized company. Now it's growing with more aircraft with the larger range to reach other. Europe is important, or United States in case. And so, but I seen you have this company, but you don't have on the back flying schools. Flying school you need flying school to have pilots in the future.
What do we need to spark this growth that we actually even hit bigger numbers? What needs to be done?
You
talked about aviation school.
Aviation school is a support. So you have a university now, no? Having university, you have professors. No? Now you have a company, a commercial company, but you have pilots because coming from abroad or from here, went to Uganda or Ethiopia or somewhere to become pilot. Well, I suppose having your own flying school, you'll be sure in the future your own pilot. Yes, Akagera is a flying school for helicopters, not for airplanes. You don't have a place where people can study. No? To have this, you need something before. At the moment, you don't have still, and I talk with my colleagues of civil aviation here, you need an improvement of the aviation law to allow the general aviation in this field. General aviation and sport aviation. I'll tell you later why. Because having the law, you are authorized to organize a flying school. Having the flying school, by the time you are people flying for pleasure, to go around flying, or have new commercial pilots in the future.
What's the difference between sport aviation, general aviation,
it's just really general.
Commercial aviation? Okay, I understand commercial aviation
Okay.
is the usual.
Commercial aviation is, to be sure, between simple airlines. It's the so-called scheduled flights. Scheduled flights for passenger or scheduled flight for air cargo. Everything made against money, against a payment, is a commercial. On the other side, all flights made for no money, but for pleasure, for go to school or something else, is general aviation. General aviation can use every kind of aircraft, even big one. Well, to start, I talk now about Rwanda. With a school cheap, so with spending less money than usual. Have been recently in Tanzania. They use the Cessna 172. I know very well because I've flown with it. But are more expensive. For example, one Cessna, this kind, is $250 an hour to fly. One aircraft of the sport aviation is 100 or less. This is a big difference. I think the difference basically is the culture. So, because you don't have not just flying school, you don't have a school where you can learn something about aviation. You don't have any idea, not because it's bad, this is the real thing. Even here in Kigali, the flights come from abroad, land in Kigali, go back on the opposite direction, so you don't see any aircraft overflying the town. This means people is not used to see aircraft, to talk about aviation.
What do you think are the possibilities of setting up a flying school here?
Excuse me?
The chances of setting up a flying school here, do you see them?
Yeah, there is no.
Do you think
without the law, we can't do nothing. We have to wait for the law. When the law will be published as well, public law or Rwanda, we can start. I was in touch with women with a company, a factory in Italy, has intention to come here to assemble this aircraft, a small aircraft in Rwanda.
Even in aviation, for example, what is the future of aviation in terms of technology?
To start with the more simple things and more non-expensive. Seen here, it's called the country of the 1,000 hills. You have so many hills. We can use these hills. They are not so good for the flight, but for the paragliding, for example, because it's enough to buy. No? Of course, even that, you organize a school for paragliding, but it's a sport, no? By which people approach spending nothing, because the paragliding, all the equipment is 1,000 euros, no? 1,000, but it's not bought by the... No, it's nothing. It's nothing. But this is just a suggestion. But I suppose it's better to organize a flying school in which you can teach airplanes, paragliding, and something else. So with the same teachers. Okay, but this is a choice of the government. If the government decide now is a priority to improve the aviation site. Well, yes, to invest in this field, of course, like he did in Rwanda. In Rwanda, the money is not from the private people; it's from the state. Even in Italy, Alitalia, all the big companies. This opportunity.
Dr.
Martucci.
Yes. Now that you have a consultancy here in Rwanda, and that you have worked in Kenya, and that you have worked in all these countries, in aviation, Italy, so all these years for you.
What I choose Rwanda, and I'm convinced Rwanda is the more chance than other place, not because of money or what. You're lucky because you're not have corruption. So your president has been able to organize the state. That's why.
But you having a consultancy and having worked in all these countries, where do you think that we need to put much effort in terms of growing our aviation industry?
I think it's better to focus the general aviation and the sport aviation because it's cheaper to start. No, I don't know. I tried to contact Kagera, but they didn't call me. I say you have already a flying school for helicopter. It's more easier to add on the side a flying school for airplanes, having the law allowing this before to start with the new school.
And what does it?
The law is something to allow us everybody to operate in that field. So I mean, if I'm rich, I'm not, but I buy an aircraft and I register in Rwanda. I can do it because in Rwanda it's possible to do it. Now, if I go to Uganda or to Tanzania, I can do it because they already the law. In Dar es Salaam, I've been in Dar es Salaam some months ago, and they are flying school using the ultralights, so-called the small aircraft, because even them they realize it's cheaper. And of course, when you learn how to fly, you have to grow to become a commercial pilot to airline. You have to change aircraft. But at the beginning, you don't have to spend so much money.
For investors?
Yes, because the company is growing. So I didn't study the.
We need a flying school. We need all these. We need this.
The flying school is a service school for the commercial already existing to feed pilots in the future. Of course, you can decide. Don't do it. You take the pilots from the United States. This is your choice. It's your country. I can.
But it's our country now that you're living here.
Yeah, I know. You don't believe me, maybe. I like this place because I thought you. Maybe you laugh. When I was here the first days, and I went to. I don't know if we can say. They say the name of the place was advertising. I was in Nankomat, and I saw the magazine, Independent, with the face of your president, with an article against corruption, very deeply against one. And so because I agree with this against corruption, I decided, okay, this is my place, which I can do something. Maybe I'm wrong anyway.
And it's good to have you here. We're waiting for what you really have for us.
You're going up. Talk with immigration. Let me give me the work permit.
Dr. It was a pleasure to have you on 30 minutes reach.
Thank you for you, Maggie.
Asante.
Asante sana. Murakoze sana.
Thank you so much for keeping us company this evening. Keep watching our TV. I am Maggie. Good night.